To cut good half-lap joints, you have to begin with material that's straight, square, and consistent in thickness. It's easiest to start with the dataset adjusted lower than half of the thickness and then work our way up to the perfect cut. My gauge block is set for the final thickness, but you have to make a couple of cuts along the way to get all the material out before the final sizing cut. The gauge block was intentionally set to produce a slight overcut so we can sand the joint flush when it's completed. When we try and slide the joint together, it won't fit, but we expected that. When we set the pieces together, we can see how much of an error we have. Because we're cutting both pieces, we have to raise the dataset 1/2 of this amount. After making that slight adjustment to the dado stack height, we cut both pieces again. Because we're sneaking up on the right setting, we can recut the same pieces. We don't have to sacrifice more wood. This time when we slide the pieces together, they fit perfectly. Their faces are nice and flush, and the ends are overhung just a little bit as we wanted. Now we apply a thin, consistent coat of glue to all of the surfaces, including the shoulders of both pieces. Now we assemble the pieces and make sure that they're square to each other and both of the shoulders are fully in contact. I use a simple spring clamp for holding half-lap joints because it's easy to use and it works just fine. Check the assembly to be sure that it's perfectly square and then set it aside and let it dry. You can actually put a half-lap any place along a board that you want. Getting the fit right is a little challenging, but just take your time and with practice it gets easier. I like to use a rasp to reduce the amount of overhang and then switch to a sander to finish it off and get everything flush. After sanding everything nice and smooth and flush, you can apply whatever finish you like. Notice how the end grain of the half-lap gets darker than the surrounding wood. It gives the joint a little more visual appeal. Though a half-lap doesn't need it for strength, you can add a couple of dowels to the joint and dress it up a little bit more. Most times I install 2 dowels set on a 45 across the joint. After trimming away the excess dowel, I finish sand the entire project, make sure everything's nice and smooth. Then when the finish darkens the end grain of the dowels, you get another little visual appeal to the joint. Learning to make half-laps is very easy, and this is a very strong joint that has lots of uses in your projects.